estamos aqui com Mr. Stewart Armstrong Copeland. Is that right, Mr. Copeland?
That's right.
Thank you very much to receive us from Drum Channel Brazil.
The only person who calls me that is my wife when I fuck up.
Oh yeah, mine too. We call me by the entire name. Yeah. Well, welcome to Brazil.
Thank you.
Even though you were playing with an Italian group, but even though, be welcome to Brazil.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Pizzica, Mr. Copeland. How you get involved in this? How is your expectation? I read in a website yesterday, you came to Brazil to see how the frenetic music of southern Italy happens here in Brazil, which is very rich rhythmically. What's your expectations about that?
Well, we have played with the La Nota della Taranta in all over Italy. You know, the Italians were not even aware of it until we took this music. I went there in 2005 or something like that, or 4, to play a festival, which is a festival in Mel Pignano in southern Italy. And it went so well that the next year we went on tour in Italy, and the Italians discovered their own music and freaked out. It was, you know, particularly in the north, which is the sophisticated part of Italy, in Milan with all their Prada suits, they're all freaking out over Italian reggae, you know, but fast. But that's easy. We go to Germany and we burn down the hall. We go to Greece, no problem. Spain. Coming to Brazil is more of a challenge because the Brazilians have such strong music of their own that they don't need so much, they're not as easily impressed by things that come from outside. So we will have to work a little bit harder tonight.
Yeah, and that's led me to another question.
Well, wait a minute. We've already played to 2 Brazilian audiences since we were here. One at Globo TV.
Yeah, Joe Soares.
Yeah, and the other one was just in Paraisópolis. Yeah. We went to this school, we did a little show there. Both of these audiences were young Brazilians, kids. You know, at Globo TV, they're like 16-year-old girls, like a pop audience. They freaked out. It was great. I mean, I think, you know, because the kids have no respect, but they have lots of enthusiasm. And if you can get on the good foot, they really respond. So far we're doing very well with Brazilian kids. We'll see if the more sophisticated grown-ups get it.
Great. And about the Brazilian rhythms, Mr. Copeland.
Yes. The thing is that for learning Brazilian rhythms, you don't have to come to Brazil, because unlike Belgian music, if you want to hear music from Belgium, you have to go to Belgium. If you want to hear music from Portugal, you have to go to Portugal. But Brazilian music is all over the world. And so even if I never came to Brazil, I still know the samba and all the different kinds of, okay, forró might be a little, you know, obscure, but Brazilian music is all over the world.
That's my question. There's a lot of different rhythms, like baião. I don't know if you have heard about it.
That's even more obscure than I've heard of.
Frevo, it's a northern frevo. It's
very fast.
And we are talking as drummers.
Mind you, when you talk about a different kind of music, I've heard, you know, a carioca arguing with somebody from Sao Paulo and saying, no, it's different. It's no, that's all wrong. It's They both sound the same to me. I'm just an American. What do I know?
Yeah.
So you mentioned all these different kinds of music. They probably sound the same to me.
Maybe you can.
Really great, but you know.
But maybe you can make a rhythmatist here in Brazil. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
It's a great idea. And let me ask you one more thing.
Why I don't do that? That I haven't done that. Because when I went to Zaire and Kenya, and when I go in the Middle East and southern Italy, I find something that everybody doesn't know. And I bring it, and I have fun introducing people to something that they've never heard before. Brazilian music, I'm not discovering anything. You know, everybody Your music is already there. You don't need me to come and introduce it. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to turn you on to something really special. It's called the samba.
No, but not as actually samba, but you could introduce the samba by Stewart Copeland.
Let me put it like this. You don't need my help.
Okay.
Okay?
That's great. Vittorio Cosma, who performed that in my childhood? I used to hear a band called Premiata, Forneria Marconi.
Okay.
Do you get involved with these guys too?
No.
It's just for not for Taranta.
Well, Vittorio Cosma and I are old friends. We do all kinds of music together. We have a band also in Italy called Gizmo, which is like 5-6 guys. But this is my favorite thing with 20 guys. And every summer I go to Italy because I love it there.
But Gizmo is from Italy.
Well, the bass player is from Cameroon, the drummer's from California, the guitarist usually, there's 2 different guys we use from America. So, but we play in Italy.
And it's a world music, it's a sort of...
I guess.
Yeah. And so, I saw a video on YouTube yesterday where it's a very funny thing because you say to become rich and famous. Do you remember this?
Yes.
You put a quarter note to the right.
Yes.
And that's the way you...
The left side is
Yeah.
The left is taken.
By the way, here's a trick for any young drummer who wants to be on the front of Drum World magazine. It's really easy. Basically what you do is you take every rhythm that you play, move it 1 quarter note to the left. You got to tell the band you're doing it or else they'll get confused. Just take every... See, I moved every beat that I play and moved it 1 quarter note to the right, which is why I got rich and famous. So 1 beat to the right is taken, but 1 beat to the left is still free. It's still available for anyone. The first person who hears this and runs down to their band room and does this is going to be rich and famous.
Can you go further on that?
I forget which way it is. One of them is still free.
Okay, but what is exactly you meant with this? To put a quarter note left or a quarter note right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's 1 to the right.
So
1, 2, 3. 1 becomes 2, or 2 becomes 1.
so
Really easy. But you have to tell the band, because they'll hear, well, what's going on, and they'll all move over. You have to, no, stay there.
Stu, what's your plan to the future in music? To work with band, to work to some tracks, to composer, to produce?
Well, I have lots of different things. For the last 20 years, I've been making music for movies, but I'm out of that business now.
are you out?
Yeah, I love the work, but I hate the business. The business is a rat race. And so I have lots of different things. Sometimes I write music for other people to play, for orchestra. I did a concerto for gamelan and full orchestra in Dallas. Sometimes I write opera for the Royal Opera in London. You know, sometimes I'm Mr. Composer guy. I make music for other people to play. Sometimes I just jam in my studio. I have friends come over. Danny Carey and Neil Peart came over one day, and we just played and played and played. And I cut the recordings, and I added a little guitar, a little bass, and little horns and stuff, and make some tracks. You can find them. It's called. You can look for it on YouTube under either Carey, Claypool, Copeland, Peart at the Sacred Grove.
Wow, let's see this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see this.
Just look for that on YouTube.
Can you repeat, please?
Carey, Claypool, Copeland, Peart, which is CCCP. Great T-shirt.
Great T-shirt, great T-shirt.
It's not a band. They came over, we drank a lot of tequila, and we made rhythm. Yeah. Another time, Joe Walsh came over with Jeff Lynne, of all people, and John Densmore, you know. Last week, I got a call from Serge Tankian, you know, from System of a Down. And he came over and he did some, you know, so I like to record things. My studio is all...
In U.S.?
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. My studio looks like just a beautiful room to hang out in, and I have great instruments everywhere, not just guitars and keyboards, but I also have trombones, tuba, saxophone, everything.
You start with the trombone,
right? Yes. And I collect these instruments on eBay, and so people come over and say, "Oh wow, cool, like that." Well, I tell them, but they don't really hear me. I say, "You mind if I hit the record button?" And they're not aware, but I have everything is mic'd up. The whole studio, the drums, every drum has the mics perfect, every amp has a mic perfect, and all the channels are going, they're opened up on the consoles. All I have to do is hit like that, and the entire Sacred Grove is recording.
We need to visit you in your studio.
Yes, well, I'm setting up ways of shooting it. The last one, when the drummers came over, just somebody had a camera and shot a few shots. So that's the video. It's not professional video. It's not professional music. It's crap, but it's kind of fun. You know, I don't sell it. I give it away. It's just for fun. You know, and I spend, you know, that's sort of my hobby. Because I'm almost 60, and for me in my 60th year, rock and roll can only be a hobby.
Why that?
Because rock and roll should be made by people who are 22.
I don't think so. I'm 48 and I still love rock and roll, and I still love all the things you have done.
When I'm dropping my kids off at the school, we got Slipknot, the Copeland cars.
And so what your kids are hearing and other music and so on. What's the path of the drumming, do you think?
What do you mean?
Hearing what your kids are hearing, what the new bands. What's the path of the drumming in this new century, Stewart?
It's always changing. The kids, you know, I have lots of kids. I have 7 kids, and they're going from 40 years old down to 11. And so I'm always getting the next generation of what's going on. And the girls, my youngest children, are still into Adele and Black Eyed Peas. And because I'm forced to listen to Black Eyed Peas, I mean, I look at a picture and say, forget it. But then I'm driving and I have to hear it. It's actually really good. It's really good quality pop music. Fergie can really sing, and will.i.am, he really has invented a lot of cool stuff that you have to not look at a picture of them, but the music is actually very interesting. And Adele too, she's really good.
And regarding music today, for a long time are you playing and recording and a lot. And what's your opinion into the future of music, recording music? Sometimes before we sell CDs, but CDs gone.
Well, my children only buy one song at a time, and they usually find it on YouTube. A friend says, "Hey, check this out," and it's a video or something. Sometimes they hear it on the radio, but it's always one song, and they don't care about the other songs. They only listen to it on a laptop speakers or in a little crap earphone. I mean, they don't care about the fat sound that I've been trying to record all my career to make it bigger and fatter and heavier. They don't care. But where's music going? It's become extremely democratic, that any kid can make the music now. It's hard to appreciate how in olden times, if you wanted to make a record, you had to go to the company. The record company has to hire a very expensive studio. You cannot do it on yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to have the corporation to get permission to spend all that money. Yeah. Not true anymore. You can make the music at home on GarageBand. When you sell the music, also, it's very democratic. You can put it on MySpace or YouTube, or you release it your iTunes. It's free. You send it out there. Mm-hmm. The problem is to have a huge hit is much, much less democratic. It's all about the big company that buys your position on radio. And it's not like in the days of the police when we could just tour the country and we come to the radio station and we, please play our record. They come to the concert, they become, oh, that's great. They go back and that doesn't happen anymore. It's all business. Way in New York, high in a tower in New York, they cut a big check and Adele gets played, you know. And so to have a big hit is less democratic, but to make music is more democratic. I prefer it this way. I prefer that anybody can make music because music started out non-specialty. And in Brazil, you understand this because, you know, everybody plays something. Last night I was walking the streets of Sao Paulo, and there's music coming out of it. In one bar, there's 5 drunk guys. And if that was Los Angeles or London or Dusseldorf, it would be crap. Shut the fuck up. But in Brazil, you have a culture where even 5 drunk assholes make great music. And that's sort of what music is for. I would call it campfire music. The music that people play. There's no separation between the specialist and the listener. Everybody participates here. And it's very important culturally. There.
Okay, Stewart, we have to finish. And I would like very much you to send a message to our fellow Brazilians on Drum Channel Brazil. If you could please something for our new, the young drummers from Brazil. It will be a pleasure to have this record with us.
Ciao, Brazil. Ciao, Sao Paulo, because I'm here. But hello, all of Brazil. And next year, hopefully, we come back with La Nota de la Taranta and we play more cities. But it's fantastic to be here.
Thank you very much. Okay.